When life begins, there is a flash of light, and you can see it under a microscope, not metaphorically, not symbolically, a real, measurable spark. Scientists discovered that at the exact moment a sperm meets an egg, the cell erupts in a burst of energy, a shimmering flash caused by a release of zinc ions. It looks like a tiny explosion of light. And the first time I learned about this, it didn't feel like just another scientific fact. It felt like the kind of thing you hear in ancient stories. Something mystical, something poetic, something that shouldn't be real, but is. I remember sitting there thinking, wait, there's actually a spark? Like a real spark? And the more I watched the videos and read the research, the stranger it became, because it wasn't just beautiful. It felt familiar. It felt like something I had heard in spiritual teachings my whole life. The moment life enters, the moment the soul arrives, the moment prana awakens. And now here is a scientific camera showing a flash of light the instant a new human being begins. It made me wonder, how long have we been trying to describe the same thing using completely different languages? One the language of laboratories and microscopes, the other the language of yogis, sages and ancient storytellers. So what is this spark? And why does it look so much like the ancient idea of prana, the moment life force enters the body?
When scientists first discovered the zinc spark, it changed the way we look at the beginning of life. Here's what actually happens. The moment a sperm enters the egg, millions of zinc ions are released in a sudden burst. Under a fluorescence microscope, this burst appears as a glowing flash of light, a literal fertilization light. It's brief, but unmistakable. This zinc spark is not just a visual effect, it's a trigger. It sets off a cascade of biological events that transform the egg into an embryo. In other words, it is the first energetic signature of a new life. Long before organs form, long before cells divide into tissues, everything begins with this tiny burst of energy. From a scientific lens, this is an elegant chemical reaction. But when you look closer, it becomes something even more interesting, something energetic. Because the zinc spark isn't happening alone. It's paired with what researchers call calcium waves, rhythmic electrical pulses that surge across the egg the moment fertilization occurs. So life begins with chemistry, electricity, light. This is where things get fascinating, because it suggests that biology, at its foundation, is not just molecular. It's electromagnetic. It's energetic. And when you think about how ancient traditions described life force, it's impossible not to see the parallels. This isn't just a chemical moment, it's electromagnetic, it's energetic. But the story goes even deeper. For decades, researchers have known that living cells emit extremely faint light called biophotons. These are ultra-weak photons, tiny packets of light energy, that come from within your cells themselves. You can't see them with the naked eye, but sensitive instruments can detect them. Many scientists believe biophotons may play a role in cellular communication, helping guide growth, organization, and healing. And when you look at the zinc spark, this first flash of light at conception, it begins to look a lot like the initiation of a communication system built from energy, a system that may eventually become your biofield. Some researchers even suggest that the zinc spark may set the pattern for the earliest biophoton emissions, the beginnings of your energy body physiology. When you combine these insights, a new picture emerges. Life begins not only with chemistry, but with light. Not only with molecules, but with energy. Not only with division, but with communication. This is the scientific foundation for something deeper. Something ancient traditions described long before microscopes existed.
Long before microscopes could capture the zinc spark, ancient traditions already described a moment when life force enters the body. In yogic and Vedic teachings, this life force is called prana, the fundamental energy that animates all living things. Prana is not breath itself, but the energy behind breath. It is the spark that makes a body alive rather than empty matter. Across spiritual traditions around the world, there is a shared idea. There is a moment when life arrives. Some call it ensoulment. Some describe it as the first breath of life. Some traditions point to conception. Others to the first heartbeat. But the essence is the same. Life is not just mechanical, it is energetic. So here's the question. What if the spark that science sees under a microscope is the same moment ancient traditions recognized as the arrival of life force? A tiny flash that symbolizes something awakening, something turning on, not metaphorically, but literally. When we look at these ancient descriptions with modern eyes, they start to resemble early scientific observations. In many philosophies, creation begins with light. In the Vedas, Prana enters with a subtle brilliance. In mystical Christianity, creation begins with, "Let there be light." In Taoist and Eastern systems, life is animated by a luminous energy that flows into form. And now, modern cameras show us that when life begins, light appears. Different languages, same pattern. When we look deeper, the spark of fertilization doesn't just align with ancient symbolism, it aligns with energetic function. Because if the human body has a biofield, a field of energy and information that surrounds and permeates the body, then its origin has to begin somewhere. And the chemistry of conception provides a very real, measurable starting point. The zinc spark, a burst of energy, electrical activation through calcium waves, biophoton emission, ultra-weak light from within the cell. This is the moment the system turns on, not just biologically, but energetically. The earliest pulse of what may later become the human energy field. The beginning of what ancient yogis called the pranic body, what healers call the subtle body, and what modern researchers might describe as the biofield of life. Whether you view it scientifically or spiritually, one thing becomes clear. From the very first moment of conception, you are not just matter. You are energy in motion. You began as light. You began as a spark. You began as consciousness forming inside the body. As we look deeper into the science, a new field begins to emerge, quantum biology. This is the study of quantum phenomena inside living systems. Coherence, entanglement, ultra-sensitive signaling. Things that once belonged only to physics are now being detected inside cells, inside proteins, inside the deepest layers of life. And here's where it becomes truly fascinating. Fertilization, this moment of zinc release, calcium waves, and biophoton activation, may be the first quantum organizing event of a human life. A moment where energy, structure, and information all align to begin building a new organism. This raises profound questions. Does consciousness begin as a frequency? Is that spark the ignition of our energetic blueprint? What if life begins as light, literally? These are no longer purely philosophical questions. They are scientific questions. They are questions about coherence, about biofields, about the energetic foundation of biology itself. And for the first time, we have tools sensitive enough to explore them. But this isn't just about the moment you were conceived. It's about what that moment reveals about you today. Because you began as energy. Your entire body grew from that foundation. And that energetic origin is still inside you. Your system still responds to the same things that shaped it from the beginning. Breathwork, meditation, intention, emotional states. The spark that started your life didn't disappear. It evolved. It expanded. It became the energy system you feel every time you slow down, breathe deeply, or drop into a state of alignment. You were created from light. And that light never left. Now let's connect you back to that original energy, the spark that started everything. This is the pranic connection breath. You can do it anywhere, anytime, and it takes just a minute. Inhale gently through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 1, then exhale slowly for 6 seconds. As you breathe, visualize a small spark of light at the center of your body, the same place the zinc spark would appear if we could see your beginning. And with each breath, imagine that spark expanding, growing, activating your entire prana field. Do this for a few rounds and notice what begins to happen. A feeling of warmth, a sense of lightness, your mind growing still, your emotions softening and clearing, a gentle centeredness rising inside you. This breath reconnects you to your original energy blueprint, the spark that started everything. Your life began with a spark of light. Your energy has been your foundation since day one, and you can activate it again. If you want to learn the practices that awaken your energy system, the breathwork, the prana techniques, the internal alignment tools, I made a free guide for you. Download the free energy activation blueprint. Reconnect to the energy you were born from. Train your energy, and your life begins to rise.